Is confused about why he is here. He replies that he is just an apostle of the outsider who is passing by. The orcs tell Kang that it seems he has no fear. One of them swings his sword at Kang, but Kang saves himself by jumping. Instantly, all the orcs prepare to kill him. Kang puts his fingers into the nostrils of one orc and throws him away. Everyone is shocked to see this. Kang finds this method funny but also nasty. Suddenly, the other orcs attack him at once, but every time he saves himself. Kang now sees through their attacks. The red orc attacks him multiple times. Meanwhile, Cogmos angrily tells Kang why he let his guard down. Kang cuts the red orc's hand. The girls are shocked to see this. Kang asks Cogmos what he wants him to watch out for. He replies that it was nothing. Kang also notices that this one orc has turned red, which means he is related to gnolls. Kang realizes he shouldn't have killed him as he could have observed him further. After that, the guards thank Kang for saving their lives. Kang smiles, and now he can understand some words. He thinks that studying is starting to pay off. Meanwhile, God is uncomfortable with Kang's strange act. After that, some orcs think he is tired, so they can attack and kill him quickly. Kang throws the arm of the red orc. The orc is shocked to see this. Afterwards, Kang tells the orcs that can turn red to raise their hands. One orc asks him how he can speak orc. Kang's eyes turn red, and he replies that they can forget it if they cannot. After some time, Cogmos comes near Kang and tells him he is okay. Kang replies that he is not asking about himself, then points his finger at the guards and girls who are looking shocked. Kang realizes he used the power of Gnoll. He tells Cogmos to do something about this. Cogmos goes near the guards and introduces himself. He tells them he is sure they can tell from his unique name, but his friend here does not know how to speak the common Western language. One of the girls is shocked to hear about Kang. Cogmos sees the girl's status window and notices she has a hero's curse and a C-rank fairy's blessing. He tells Kang that it is a fantastic symbol of trust, considering how even humans who marry a fairy are R-rank at best. Kang replies that the precious first time the fairy took from him works in his favor like this. He gets angry and says the whole misunderstanding is that damn goddess's fault in the first place. The girl comes near Kang and says something. Cogmos tells Kang that she is apologizing for doubting her savior. Kang smiles and thinks that he has managed to secure an excellent translator and is finally gaining the trust of the locals. Meanwhile, God is uncomfortable. Kang tells him to calm down as he will tell him his secret instead. At night, Kang is sitting near the bonfire. God comes near and tells him that being impotent is not a sin. Kang replies that it is all his blessing's fault. He guesses he should be glad as he is not upset anymore. Kang thinks that with this cheat-like blessing, there is a pro that also has a massive con. It is that all statuses return to normal. He becomes sad and says it has been a while since he has done anything. Suddenly, a lady comes near to him and calls his name. Kang sees her and thinks that her name is Julia. She is a noble lady who attends a famous fantasy academy. He says that this is a bit of a pickle as his damn translator is already asleep. Meanwhile, the lady sits far away. He wonders why she says his name and then sits far away. Maybe she wants to tell him to go away. At the same time, the lady is staring at him. Suddenly, she seems to want to say something to him again. She shows him her dagger. Kang thinks she is telling him to show his powers too. Kang shows her his hand with null power. She is in shock to see this. Suddenly, she comes near to him and repeats something. She looks worried. Kang does not know what happened to her. He thinks that maybe she is angry to see his dagger as it is small. After that, the lady goes away. Kang says that a woman's heart is hard to figure out. Meanwhile, the god laughs at him and says that someone impotent does not need to know. Outside the dormitory, the guards stop Han Wu, but he tells them they cannot stop him as he is also a hero. The Mage Master replies that he is a failed hero. Han Wu is shocked to hear this. The Master tells him that since he has left the temple and lost its support, he now has 3 options. The first option is to receive the Independence Fund and give up, in which case he is no longer allowed to claim himself to be a hero. If he is ever found breaking that rule, he will be executed. Han Wu is saddened by this. The Master tells him that the second option is to return to training, but he can only be supported once he shows a promising score. Han Wu thinks about how his classmates will make fun of him. He is now curious about the third option. The Master explains that the third option is to entrust his body to the temple, where they will take care of everything for him, from finding a noble to marry to ensuring his retirement. However, he is not allowed to leave the temple for the rest of his life. Han Wu quickly decides to pick the first option, thinking he cannot live his life trapped. The Master gives him a contract to sign. Han Wu asks why they need a warranty for this purpose. The Master explains that it would be wrong for a hero who leaves the temple to ruin the reputation of the remaining heroes, so it is a safety device. The Master then gives Han Wu some independence funds and a few identities to replace his status as a hero. Han Wu is happy after receiving the funds and remarks how this differs from the novels. The Master is surprised, but Han Wu quickly tells him to ignore it as he was just talking to himself. Han Wu reflects on how, in fantasy novels, characters who abandon kingdoms or temples are viewed as hypocritical and evil. Han Wu asks the Master if he can use the money however he wants. The Master allows it. Leaving the temple, Han Wu considers how tempting it is to get together with a noble girl. However, he decides that his path is different, as he is going to live as a real hero. Afterward, he heads to the slave market. Meanwhile, a helper informs the Saintess that hero Han Wu has deserted his mission. The Saintess worries about the decreasing number of heroes. She thinks it will become a problem if the numbers don't increase, as there are only 2 Saintesses on the continent of Fantasia. Once the real fight begins, she will have to bear everything herself. The Saintess asks her helper about the fairy kingdom and hears that the number of gnolls has decreased. The helper explains that it is said a mysterious order of knights eradicated the gnolls in the forest. The Saintess is surprised to hear this and comments that they think it was a small elite squad that mastered the same swordsmanship. The Saintess notes that this is not something an order of knights could accomplish. The helper suggests it might be the work of a demon king. The Saintess is shocked, and the helper quickly apologizes for her slip of the tongue. The Saintess advises caution, saying that sudden judgment can be dangerous, but acknowledges that this crisis rivals an invasion from a demon king. She orders the helper to investigate if a demon king is involved. The Saintess reflects that the demon kings are mainly located in the east, with a few active in the central region. However, they are not the type to work in the shadows. She laments the lack of resources to investigate. Suddenly, a mage master arrives and informs her of a communication from the academy. He explains that the academy would like to invite the heroes to commemorate the school break. The Saintess is shocked that the academy knows about the summoned heroes. She asks how this information leaked. The mage master explains that a student saw Hero Han Wu's status window at the mercenary guild. She sighs, thinking it was a mistake to let him act alone. She believed he would tire quickly and return. She also notes that while it is good for the existence of heroes, the hope of humanity, to become known, they are still far too weak. She considers the Academy's invitation as an opportunity for the heroes to meet a teacher or a valuable comrade. She tells the Mage Master that they will review the invitation favorably. Suddenly, a knight arrives and reports that they found a bag containing a hero's personal belongings. The Saintess is shocked to hear this. Elsewhere, Cogmos and Kang are sitting in a cart. Kang observes that the girls they are traveling with are mercenaries. Cogmos confirms this, saying it is obvious. One of the guards says something to Kang. Cogmos translates, explaining that the guard is asking how Kang is so strong despite being only level 1 and what his training method is. Kang smiles and remarks that it is a superficial reason to talk to someone. Cogmos asks if he should translate it as Kang being uncomfortable with their degenerate greed. Kang stops him. Cogmos tells Kang that he doesn't have to hold back, as asking about people's training methods is rude in the first place. He also explains that while a strong body is an asset for mercenaries, they tend to be shameless in their curiosity. Kang replies that it is okay for mercenaries to be shameless. Cogmos warns him not to twist his words, explaining that lies don't always work. He adds that it is common for mercenaries to fight over a quarrel and die. Kang suddenly sees his status window and is shocked. The experience penalty that inhibits his growth only applies to hunting and achievements. It doesn't affect experience gained through other means. Kang asks Cogmos what he has to do to become a mercenary. Cogmos replies that he has found a way to become stronger. After some time, Kang and Cogmos finally reach the city. Kang is initially excited but suddenly becomes sad. Cogmos notices and asks why he isn't happy. Kang replies that there's a rotten stench lingering around the city entrance. Cogmos explains that it's natural since travelers from all walks of life gather at the city gates, and many of them are unable to wash while in transit. He also reminds Kang that he isn't one to talk since he reeks of orc blood. Kang is offended and tells Cogmos he can't believe how easily he says such hurtful things. Cogmos snaps back, saying Kang shouldn't be complaining either. Kang changes the topic and mentions that the mercenary group they were traveling with disappeared when they entered the city. Cogmos tells him not to worry, as mercenaries often follow their own agendas and move within clear parameters. Kang, now on his own, decides to try some food. He grabs some fruit, looking happy and excited, as Cogmos teases him about his appetite. Cogmos reminds Kang they have business to handle, as the ladies they're accompanying are waiting for him. Kang agrees reluctantly. Later, one of the women expresses her gratitude for saving her life and suggests they all stay at the same inn. Kang agrees to the plan, but Cogmos doesn't seem thrilled. Kang then asks when they'll head to the mercenary guild. Cogmos insists that Kang clean up first if he doesn't want to be thrown out of the guild the moment he steps in. At the inn, Kang freshens up, and his clothes are cleaned by a slime, a trained creature that eats dirt off the fabric like a natural washing machine. Kang is fascinated by the slime and even plays with it, but Cogmos warns him that trained slimes are expensive and worth their weight in gold, so he shouldn't even think about taking one. After cleaning up, Kang complains that he doesn't have good clothes to wear. Cogmos, having anticipated this, reveals that he already bought clothes for Kang. Though reluctant, Kang changes into them. However, when he steps outside the inn, he feels dissatisfied with his appearance and annoyed. Meanwhile, Cogmos is enjoying himself with the ladies, which makes Kang a bit jealous. He mutters to himself, hoping Cogmos gets some divine punishment. To Kang's surprise, the ladies soon join them, looking stunning and drawing the attention of everyone around. One of them apologizes for being late, but Cogmos reassures her, saying they just arrived. Kang, however, is annoyed and asks Cogmos to suggest eating something